You people are so stupid and I'm the last to defend Brar. Even before some of you had seen a WNBA game, LeBron had been tweeting about the league for 15 years. You guys call him every imaginable name when he blogs about a player receiving a triple-double.
Before the game, LeBron tweeted the photo and a message. I think that was from when the Lakers were here for the first time. I believe that was your first time meeting. What's that relationship like now as you two Nike athletes are building something special?
Well, I don't really get too starstruck from people, and that was like a moment that I was like I knew I was going to meet him when I was coming to the game, and that's like one of my idols. Like, LeBron is the GOAT to me, so I don't know, it was just like a crazy moment where I got to.
Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go, have fun, enjoy, but I'm rooting for Caitlin because...
Caitlin Clark looked as though a full-court buzzer beater had emotionally struck her after LeBron James said something so outrageous. The internet is in ruins since she is new to the WNBA and is already catching strays from the king himself. Yes, Caitlin didn't see that coming. She blinked at everything he said as if her microphone were muffled. Was it a compliment, an emoji backhand smack, or just LeBron being cryptic and erratic as usual?
Beginning. Now, yesterday, he kicked off by saying, hey, great way to kick off the season, and he congratulated her on getting a triple-double. But nevertheless, after the situation between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese came out tweeting of him and said, Jordan never lost in the finals. It's no secret that Angel Reese does dislike for LeBron James as well, because he supports Caitlin Clark.
Thus, LeBron James took the unimaginable action. Calm down, he didn't show off a new version of Space Jam. The crime consisted of him saying anything kind about Caitlin Clark. It appeared as though the king had stepped into a hornet's nest when he dared to give plaudits to the WNBA queen while wearing a jersey made of. Folks went berserk faster than Angel Reese on a missed call, honey.
And the WNBA is in a very, very concerning place because they're dealing with new fans that have come into their league that want to support a particular team, but now you are letting the mob dictate what it is you're going to look into.
And the whole sports world went haywire when LeBron brought up Caitlin Clark, let's be honest. With courtside tears, professional envy, and the worst instance of main character syndrome the WNBA has ever seen, Twitter devolved into a horrible group chat. Supporting a woman who gave it her all in her first game is apparently suddenly disrespectful in some places. Angel Reese is hurriedly chewing her gum into powder while side-eyeing her phone as though it had betrayed her.
So, LeBron James is facing backlash because of his support of Caitlin Clark. We all know that LeBron James has been a huge supporter of Caitlin Clark since the beginning, since she came in the league, and he definitely despised.
Caitlin Clark was a Category 5 bollocken who burnt the Chicago sky as if they owed her money. She didn't just show up for her first game. In her highlight video, she made court vision that made defenders seem like extras, crossovers that were so crisp they could cut onions, and deep threes that made them look like extras. Despite this, she was met with a lackluster reception following the game, and her critics questioned anyone who ventured to assert that she was a skilled basketball player.
First game of the WNBA season and Caitlin Clark pulled off a triple-double. She was dropping buckets, and she was dishing it out. Look at this dime she threw off the pump fake. And did you see this deep three she hit from the logo? It's just her second season and the Fever.
LeBron, on the other hand, speaks the obvious since he is accustomed to the spotlight and pressure. Caitlin Clark is special because of the meltdown, which caused social media to go crazy, like someone telling everyone that pizza was abruptly cancelled. LeBron wasn't a four-time NBA champion or a world-renowned figure. Instead, he was now the public enemy #1 for saying what everyone with working eyes could see.
You be real loud for this white woman, King James. Tasteless after what happened yesterday. Now I see what Drake was saying. Crazy world. So apparently, LeBron James has officially lost his black heart. He gonna have to come do something. Listen, the next brother that gets shot by a cop, I guarantee you LeBron's going to probably tweet about it, or he's going to post on IG about it. I don't care who that brother. LeBron's probably got one of his assistant, like scouring with the scanner, the police scanners. Like, Yo, tell me.
The outcry was so intense that you would think he had declared his intention to purchase the WNBA and rename it the Caitlin Clark Invitational Angels. The indignation was Olympic level, with Reese supporters acting as though LeBron had personally stolen their lunch money and used it to purchase first-row seats to a Clark game. They strained muscles they were unaware existed. And let's not overlook the obvious: Clark gave a great performance. Do she receive flowers? Her debut wasn't just good. It was a full-blown statement wrapped in confidence and capped with a jumper. She outperformed half the league despite acclimating to new teammates, a new speed and an entirely new level of attention. Because she is appending the current quo, she hardly receives any positive feedback. Since she had been playing professionally since kindergarten, the veterans were supposed to gently mentor, humble, and perhaps even ignore her. Instead, she is out here rewriting the script as though it were a group project, and she is the only one who showed up. You guessed it. She is the one who is most offended by this abrupt rewriting of the WNBA hierarchy. Even though Angel Reese was commended for her personality and vigor, she is now witnessing the entire limelight abruptly shift to her least favorite person in sneakers. It seems as though Caitlin entered and assumed the throne, leaving Reese trapped clapping from the nosebleeds.
I am so sick of this Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese hypocrisy. LeBron James put out a tweet yesterday shouting out Caitlin Clark, and the amount of backlash that he received for essentially celebrating Caitlin Clark's historic night instead of talking about Angel Reese is crazy to me. I'll tell you what, how about we stop hating on Caitlin Clark and start holding Angel Reese accountable to becoming a...
Let's discuss numbers. It was like watching an algebra prodigy show up to a kindergartner's math class and get graded on effort while other players, Angel, are posting pedestrian box scores and then losing their cool when the cameras focus on someone who actually delivered. Caitlin Clark's stats weren't just impressive. They were almost disrespectful. The real tragedy here isn't that Caitlin is receiving praise, but rather that the bar for praise appears to be in the Mariana Trench. If you're a successful white woman in the WNBA, every time she scores, it seems like half the league calls an emergency meeting to figure out how to make it about themselves. It doesn't help that the praise she does receive turns into a battlefield, and anyone who gives her compliments, whether it's LeBron or your Aunt Cheryl, becomes a target. Given the way people react, you'd think Caitlin was building her fan base on the bones of fallen veterans. Reese seemed to be trapped in a Caitlin Clark infatuation spiral rather than concentrating on her own game. Every reference to Clark feels like an existential crisis for Reese, who is now attempting to establish her value by being loud rather than deadly. And fans are beginning to realize that loud doesn't equate to legendary because, let's face it, Caitlin Clark doesn't need the drama or the antics. She just hoops. No ploys, no justifications, no feuds on Twitter. Some people simply cannot handle it when she shows up, drains buckets, and gives her game a pat back. It's not arrogance, it's perfection.
There's not that many people that can relate to everything that she's been through. There's not that many folks that know what it's like to be in her shoes, but someone that does is LeBron James, right? And here is what he told Esquire when he was asked about Caitlin Clark. He said, "I have a great deal of respect for her because I know exactly what it means to be drafted, to be the face of a franchise, and also get the scrutiny from a lot of people that don't believe you're ready for the next."
Let's be clear now. This is ego warfare disguised in sneakers and jersey numbers, not just a sports rivalry. While Caitlin is out there writing history, Angel appears content to try to rewrite hers using press snippets and passive-aggressive social media likes. Fans are taking sides in this ridiculous circumstance, as if it were a Marvel vs. DC debate squad. Clark wants to discuss the heritage, team, talent, and statistics. It's less about basketball analysis and more about attitude, vibes, and who wore what to the tunnel walk, according to Reese. The hardwood edition of Real Housewives. And let's go back to LeBron once more. Even though the man has been a walking target for years, he was taken aback by how swiftly the knives responded to a compliment. You know something is wrong when a man who has been jeered in 30 arenas says, "Wow, tough crowd." After tearing through her first professional game like a buzzsaw through cardboard, Caitlin Clark still has to deal with people who act as though she stole her talent. The same people who trip over themselves to give others credit for half of the output are suddenly experts in fairness and humility, which is absurd. Caitlin Clark is not a passing fad, she is here to stay. Social media darling, she is a full-fledged game share, and the more people attempt to undermine her, the more they expose their own weaknesses because perhaps you would be receiving the recognition if your game were as good as your Twitter fingers.
So LeBron said, good luck and do you per usual this season at Caitlin Clark. Pretty benign statement. He didn't say, great job kicking Angel Reese's butt. Yeah, man. Thanks, Whitey, for sticking it to the sister. Oh, man. Straight hair over nappy hair. He didn't say none of that.
But hey, let's keep pretending that cheering for Clark is controversial. Let's pretend LeBron committed a felony. Let's act like giving credit to someone who deserves it is a cardinal sin. Meanwhile, Caitlin will just keep pulling up from the logo, rewriting history and watching the haters melt like ice cubes in July. And if Angel Reese wants to stop looking like a side character in Caitlin's story, she might want to spend a little less time on theatrics and a little more time on the playbook, because right now Clark's playing chess, everyone else is playing Candyland. Meanwhile, in the theater of the absurd that is sports commentary, the goalposts keep moving faster than Caitlin Clark's first step. First they said she couldn't hang with the pros, then she did, so they said she only had one good game, then she dropped another highlight reel, so now the narrative is that she's overhyped. The woman is dropping dimes so precise they should be displayed in the Louvre, and we're out here debating if she's marketed too well. That's not analysis, that's insecurity with a Wi-Fi connection. The true issue lies in the fact that Caitlin Clark earned the crown. She didn't grab anyone's attention. Instead, she earned it. Now everyone else is upset that they forgot their shades. Let's not fool ourselves. The backlash isn't about team chemistry or justice. Rather, it's the same old bitterness that arises whenever a generational genius declines to dull her own light in order to make others feel more at ease.
I have a great deal of respect for Caitlin Clark because I know exactly what it means to be drafted, be the face of a franchise, and also get the scrutiny from a lot of people that don't believe you're ready for the next jump, and they don't believe you're ready for the big leagues, and just don't think that you belong.
Additionally, the discomfort is evident in every tweet that attempts to draw comparisons between a rookie's debut and a veteran's career, as well as in every comment section where people twist themselves into rhetorical pretzels to avoid giving credit. The mental gymnastics are so intense that I'm surprised no one has pulled a hamstring. Seemingly praising, yes, Caitlin Clark has betrayed women's basketball, since nothing says supporting the sport like excellent gatekeeping. The funniest part is that this is literally game one. If this is how people react to her arrival, what will happen when she starts smashing records and collecting trophies like Pokemon cards? Will the league apologize for allowing her in? Will LeBron be subpoenaed for being too early? The chaos has been more entertaining to watch than the actual game, with analysts whispering praise as if they were trying to avoid waking the trolls, opposing fans treating her as though she invented gentrification, and players side-eyeing the attention like it's a bad cologne commercial. The level of pettiness is high. The Olympic-level projection, and as everything is happening, Caitlin is acting in the most provocative way possible. She's maintaining her composure and not applauding back or using Twitter shade. Simply flawless perfection like a straight. What really irritates them is when a student takes the final with composure while everyone else is still searching for a pencil. Her game does all the talking, so she doesn't need to justify herself.
LeBron James is a target now, man. LeBron James, man, this man, he said, he tweets one nice thing. One nice thing. And the Angel Reese crash out congregation loses their mind.
Angel Reese, meantime, keeps circling this situation like a moon with a grudge. Instead, she should have concentrated on growing, changing, and perhaps even enjoying her peers' accomplishments while forging her own path. But instead she's over here, behaving as though Caitlin Clark is a flaw in the matrix that requires fixing. Every sigh, deep frown, and comment that doesn't specifically reference her is handled like an act of war. Come on, it's basketball, not Shakespeare, and let's be honest. The fact that a white girl from Iowa is currently the face of women's basketball, as if she didn't earn it, as if ESPN and Nike are just out there giving endorsements to anyone who makes a decent layup, please, means that Reese isn't the only one caught in this ego tornado. At this rate, half the league would be millionaires. Caitlin Clark could cure the common cold and someone would still tweet. But can she guard Angel Reese in the post though? It's hilarious that she's changing the rules for what a rookie in the WNBA can do, and instead of joy, there is suspicion that she smuggled skill through the TSA. LeBron, meanwhile, is most likely regretting ever using his phone and wondering how praising an emerging star escalated into a full-fledged online argument. There is no drama, no diva antics, no desperate attention-seeking, just ruthless efficiency. And that seems to be the most dangerous thing of all because nothing terrifies the insecure like quiet dominance. The ridiculous thing is that Caitlyn isn't out here pleading for anyone's approval. Instead, she is clocking in cooking defenders and clocking out.
So whenever he tweets, people pay attention. People notice. And in this particular case, a lot of it was widely noticed. I don't know. I think that tweet got looked at 5 million times or something like that. But LeBron James said triple-double, basically. But I'm going to post it so you can see it. So here you go. LeBron James says, triple-dub, CC, great way to kick off the season. Clapping hands. That's what he said. That's what he tweeted. Congratulate someone on a triple-double. And this is the type of response the Crash Out Angel congregation is giving you today. They have lost it. I mean, if you need to go check some people into mental hospitals, a lot of people should get Baker.
So even though the hot takes are piling up like dirty laundry, one thing is certain. Caitlin Clark is that player who makes noise without raising her voice and who breaks your ankles and your ego in one possession. While the rest of the league is busy drafting think pieces, she's drafting history one logo 3 at a time. But here we are. Caitlin Clark's biggest mistake was being too good too fast, and LeBron's biggest sin was saying aloud, "Don't worry though, the season is just getting started."